Turn the fuck up, boys.
My name is Gisu, and if you watch my fight, you guys are gonna really like it.
May the best man win. No shit talk or anything. You just want to party, bro.
This is Dosanjh from No Finish Sports Media. I'm here with Coach Sal. We're inside Budo Boxing Gym in Toronto. We're watching Gisu Lee prepare for his upcoming fight on July 8th in Barrie on the United Boxing Promotions fight card against Cody Kelly. Coach Sal, first off, you know, in boxing, people get one loss, people start to write them off. Gisu has 4 losses. Why are you so convinced that he can still become a world champion?
Well, Gisu is an exciting fighter, and when Gisu first came from Korea, he was a completely different fighter. You know, we have fighters over here in Toronto that have been protected for so many different types of fights. You know what I mean? Like, these guys can go up to like 20-0 with protected fights, and fighting guys that honestly can't even, you know, hold your jockstrap for real. Whereas Gisu, I mean, in his 12th professional fight, fought for a WBA Asian title for the full 12 rounds. The kid went for the full 12 rounds to fighting, going at it. So it really goes to show, like, he's not a protected fighter. He was the type of fighter that was put into fire straight away when he first turned pro. Now he's over here in Canada. He has a talent. He reminds me of a throwback fighter. Like, he's like, Korean fighters in Asia are considered pretty much like the Mexican fighters, you know, over here in North America. Just come forward, strong. They're willing to take a punch, to give a punch. And Gisu has evolved from that. So we're very excited to see where we can go. We can build him up. We can get him the right fights and to see where it ends up going from there.
So, you know, like I said, he's on 4 losses. Would you say a loss to Cody Kelly, though, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him for this fight? Wouldn't you say that?
Well, definitely there's pressure for every single fight. You know what I mean? Especially at this level, there's always pressure for every single fight. There's no option to lose, especially right now. You know what I mean? But he's in the right position right now where the odds are with him. And plus, he's been training hard. You know what I mean? Like, he's been putting all the hard work in with world-class athletes and pushing the pace every single day. So, to be honest, a loss is not in our mindset at all. Right now, it's only just going forward, and forward is through Cody Kelly.
Okay. And can I just ask, like, how did you even get introduced to Gisu? How did you find him?
Well, you know, Gisu came to our gym. We were training over at Hard Knocks Boxing Club in Toronto. And Gisu came to our gym, I think it was 2-3 years ago. And he came in as like a sparring partner. Gisu didn't know any type of English at all. And he just came down to the gym. And I remember he was training with Trevor Thompson, who was trying for the Olympic trials in Argentina. This is during COVID. And he ended up pretty much coming down, and he gave Trevor some good work, and we were actually quite impressed with him. And then, you know, he started coming in, and then he went back to Korea. And then we ended up getting in touch on social media. And then from there, we just started talking, and somehow I convinced him to come back to Canada and, you know, pursue his professional boxing life. And he trusted me, and he came down here, and the rest is history, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
So Cody Kelly, he's fought in 2022 several times. He's fought in 2023 just now against the Savage Prince. So he's, you know, he's been in the ring. He's consistent. Gisu hasn't fought in several years, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, will ring rust be a factor in this fight, do you think?
No, because the amount of times that he is sparring and he's consistently sparring, I feel like the rust is out. At the end of the day, yes, 100%. I'll be lying to tell you if I say no, because you know, he's an athlete. He's a person that he has to be consistent with it. But when he's under the lights, this kid will perform. I promise you that. And, you know, he has one gear, and his gear is to come and seek and destroy. You know what I mean? So usually I would imagine that the rust will make a factor on a person who has to box and work on the back foot and get his timing together. I have a guy over here that has power, that comes forward and can actually break you.
Okay. Speaking of power, Cody Kelly, even though in his 6 losses, he's actually never been stopped once. Every single fight has gone the distance. So do you think Gisu can stop that record?
You're going to have to tune in July 8th on United Boxing. Let's get it. Come through, buy your tickets, come down, and we'll put on a spectacle, put on a show, 100%.
Okay. And that's enough about Gisu. I just want, you came back from a trip from Australia. So I just want to know, like, how did that even come about? Like, how do you get told to come to Australia to cutman, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I got hired to be a cutman for Rais Alim. He was number 5 at the time for the WBA, IBF. It was actually an IBF title eliminator for 122. And whoever was going to win that fight with Sam Goodman was going to fight the winner of Inoue and Fulton. So it was a high stakes fight. It was a great experience, phenomenal experience. It was from No Limit in Gold Coast in Australia, and it was phenomenal. And the way that it came to be was actually I have a good relationship with Bobby McCroy. He's based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And he's one of the coaches for Trevor Thompson, and I worked with him in Panama. So then we created a relationship. We worked really well together, and then I think their usual cutman couldn't come in to Australia, so they ended up giving me the ring, and I took the opportunity straight away, and the rest is history, man. So it was a great fight. It was a split decision loss from Rais's part, but it was still a close fight. Regardless, you know, he can always hold his head up, and he fought a great fight.
So you do coaching, like I saw you coach Michael Cabato. So this fight, did you give any pointers, or are you strictly just cutman?
So usually when I get hired as a cutman, I'm coming in the day of the fight. So that's what the main reason is. That's the main reason for them to hire me. So I did 100% give my own advice on what I thought was going on in the fight, but I try to kind of hold back because obviously the coach and the assistant trainer have their jobs to do, and that's their job. My job is come in and keep the fighter in the fight and give him another round. You know what I mean? Right. So that was the main thing.
Okay. Last question. So for the Michael Cabato fight, that was when was that? That was actually April?
That was April 29th.
April 29th. Okay. So I watched that fight live. Then I watched it again on DAZN, and they had it as a draw. When did you rewatch that fight?
Man, we did rewatch the fight 100%.
And my question is,
yes.
Did you not think it was a draw after watching that fight again?
After watching the fight, it was really hard to think. I mean, it was a close fight because there were moments where Mike would kind of let off the gas, and because he would let off the gas, the kid would throw punches, but the punches wouldn't land; they would just land on his gloves, but he wouldn't answer back. So I could see from a judge's perspective, especially a not experienced judge's perspective, that the other person is throwing more volume, so that's why they can maybe swing the rounds to them. But just from that last round and even the third round, where Mike got him a little bit stung, like I could see, it's hard to think that. But if the rounds were longer and obviously like there were more rounds involved, then he definitely would have taken the kid out, period.
So do you think a rematch with Diaz is a possibility?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, we have a draw, so there's definitely a fight that we're going to go ahead and overlook that. But definitely, I would imagine the fight should be like a 6-rounder, right, or even an 8-rounder, you know what I mean? But I want Mike to definitely get at least one more 4-rounder in, get his confidence up, get that win, especially in hometown soil. And we'll definitely revisit that fight, and definitely that kid can get it.
Okay. I actually talked to Mike, and he said he's aiming for September, I think, on the Sukdeep fight, or Sukdeep card. Yeah. So look forward to that fight. Definitely. And yeah, those are all my questions for today. Coach Sal, thank you once again.
As always, brother.
No finish. All right, thanks, bro.
No worries, man.